If you have an interview ahead, are planning to switch your job, or are a fresher looking for opportunities in data analytics, database management, or software development, then this video is for you. In today's session, we will understand one of the most important SQL interview topics, which is subqueries and common table expressions, or CTEs. These concepts are heavily asked in SQL interviews because companies want to test your ability to write structured and optimized queries. Whether you are preparing for analyst roles, backend development, or database administration, these concepts help in solving complex business problems using clean SQL logic. We will cover practical examples, interview questions, and business scenarios step by step. Let's hop onto today's topic in detail. A subquery is basically an SQL query written inside another SQL query. It helps retrieve data that will be used by the main query. Subqueries are commonly used when filtering records based on aggregated values or related conditions. In real business scenarios, companies use subqueries to find employees from specific departments, identify high-value customers, or compare product performance. In this example, the inner query fetches department ID located in New York, and the outer query retrieves employees belonging to those departments. SQL subqueries come in multiple types depending on the data returned. Single-row subqueries return one value, multiple-row subqueries return several rows, and correlated subqueries depend on values from the outer query. These are widely used in reporting systems and analytics dashboards. Businesses often use them to compare product prices, employee salaries, or sales performance against average metrics. In this example, the subquery calculates the average product price, and the main query fetches products priced above average. Correlated subqueries are slightly advanced because they use values from the outer query while executing. This means the inner query runs repeatedly for every row processed by the outer query. These queries are useful when comparing records within groups such as department-wide salaries or branch-wide sales. In business environments, HR teams may use this logic to identify employees earning above their department average. In this example, the query compares each employee's salary against the average salary of their own department. A common table expression, also called a CTE, is a temporary result set that makes SQL queries cleaner and easier to manage. Instead of writing nested queries repeatedly, developers use CTEs to organize logic in a readable format. Companies use CTEs heavily in reporting systems, ETL pipelines, and analytics queries. In this example, we create a temporary dataset containing employees earning above $50,000 and then select data from it in a simple manner. CTEs provide several advantages in SQL development. They improve readability, simplify debugging, and make complex logic easier to maintain. In large organizations, developers often work on huge SQL scripts, and CTEs help break them into manageable parts. This improves collaboration among teams and reduces errors. In this example, the CTE calculates regional sales totals, and the main query filters only regions with sales above 100,000. Recursive CTEs are special CTEs that repeatedly reference themselves to process hierarchical data. These are commonly used in organizational charts, folder structures, and bill of material systems. Companies use recursive queries to understand reporting structures and parent-child relationships in databases. In this example, the query starts with top-level managers and recursively fetches employees reporting under them. One of the most frequently asked SQL interview questions involves finding employees with the highest salary using subqueries. Interviewers use such questions to evaluate logical thinking and SQL fundamentals. This type of query is useful in payroll systems and employee performance analytics. In this example, the inner query finds the maximum salary value, and the outer query retrieves employees matching that salary. Another popular interview topic is using CTEs with window functions like rank or dense rank. These questions test your ability to write organized analytical queries. Businesses commonly use such queries for leaderboards, performance tracking, and incentive calculations. In this example, the CTE creates ranked sales data, and the main query fetches the top 3 sales performers. Many candidates lose marks in SQL interviews because of small mistakes such as missing aliases, incorrect joins, or inefficient query structures. Interviewers not only check if the query works, but also whether it is optimized and readable. In business environments, poor SQL queries can slow down applications and reporting systems. This example demonstrates a clean and efficient subquery used to fetch customers who placed high-value orders. Subqueries and CTEs are widely used in real business operations. Finance teams use them for revenue analysis, HR teams use them for employee performance tracking, and marketing teams use them for customer segmentation. These SQL techniques help process large datasets in an organized and efficient way. In this example, the CTE calculates monthly revenue totals and filters high-performing months for management reporting. In today's session, we learned how subqueries and common table expressions work in SQL and why they are important in interviews and real business applications. We also covered correlated subqueries, recursive CTEs, and practical coding examples that are commonly asked during technical rounds. The best way to master these concepts is through consistent hands-on practice and solving real interview questions. If this video added value to your life, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends.